During the first months of the pandemic, there were over 35,000 excess deaths in care homes across the UK. Each of these deaths was an individual tragedy. For care home staff like Jane, the pandemic was a time of extreme uncertainty and sadness.
It was traumatic for both myself and my staff. It was definitely traumatic for the relatives. We don't know how it was for the residents themselves, but the fact I couldn't care in the way I'd like to care. You want to care for someone sitting with them, holding their hand, playing music and, all of that. But there were no frills.
During this time, Jane and her staff felt under-recognised and undervalued.
Nobody was out there clapping for social care. They were all clapping for the NHS. And for me, coming in, seeing what my team were doing, not getting any recognition or respect. We have to recognise that social care and care homes are valuable too.
Care home staff were delivering extraordinary care in challenging conditions. Staff like Carlos went above and beyond to provide high-quality palliative and end-of-life care, but often couldn't access external services when he needed to.
We did whatever we could to make the end of life as good as it could be, spending time with residents and their families, even if that meant staying late or putting off other tasks. Accessing help and support was outrageously difficult though. I contacted 111 for help as one of our ladies was deteriorating. I was on the phone for 40 minutes and then they disconnected me. I was on again for another 45 minutes. They disconnected me again. After another 2 hours and 5 minutes, I got through.
Jane often lacked essential masks and gowns, and even felt blamed for the COVID outbreaks.
I don't think that the health authority phoned us once. It was upsetting when we'd phoned our regular suppliers for PPE or things like that, and we're being told, it has to be directed to the NHS. Like we're nothing, and you just felt that care homes were kind of left out in the cold. I've also got to say, the NHS staff were lauded as if they were angels and heroes. And then you've got social care staff, and stories starting to appear in your daily rags about scandals at nursing homes. We had reporters at the front of our care home, guys with cameras, and guys trying to locate relatives of people who had died to try and get dirt on the place.
But not everyone blamed the care homes.
We all felt abandoned, but families were on our side and fought for us. They wrote to our local MP, to CQC, and one family even went live on national TV to seek support in obtaining the test kits we desperately needed.
And families appreciated the role care homes played in residents' lives and deaths.
Our residents are part of our home, part of our family, and when they die, it can be really sad for the staff. Because of COVID restrictions, we weren't able to attend the funerals of our residents. So one family asked if the funeral cortege could leave from here. That was wonderful. Even though we all had to socially distance, the hearse drove through the front of our home and all the residents and staff were able to say goodbye. It was very emotional.
Care homes are essential settings for palliative and end-of-life care. But during the pandemic, they have been under-resourced, undervalued, and under pressure. Let's change the narrative. Care home staff are heroes too. Show your support by sharing this video. For more information about the research, visit the link on screen.